wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
I was gonna have kind of a day off. Gonna sit down, binge on some Gintama, which is an oddly entertaining show. It's actually a good moral and ethical show if you're looking for a good anime for kids. I recommend that. Now watch season 3. It'll all go to hell and be very violent. Anyway, one of my agents in the field sent me this. I hope when I die, all the books and the writing and the videos and the empirics. The thing I bring different to the Red Pill, I think, is numbers and statistics. So, it's like the meme where the guy's opening the eyes or whatever, the Clockwork Orange. I'm like, do you see it? Do you see it? So you all aren't confused anymore. The patron saint of ending the confusion. And then I see, quote, the adults, the billionaires and the trillionaires and the high finance people and the entrepreneurs and the internet folk and oh my God, the emperor has no clothes. So this is from Fortune, which isn't a real magazine, by the way. This is a month old. I don't know why I took this. Bumble's new CEO reconsiders dating app's signature feature of women making the first move. It feels like a burden. Like, oh, fuck off. No shit, lady. I haven't read the article. I'm like, Kentucky Fried Chicken. We should sell chicken that is Kentucky Fried. And also, new CEO says, let's sell burgers instead. The whole fucking point was to differentiate yourself from all the other dating apps, which are never going to turn a profit, by the way. I'll get into that later. And the one thing that differentiated you from everything else, oh yeah, we're getting rid of that thing. Like, for those of you who are veteran listeners, going back 3 years ago, you may have remembered the story where I went to Sonic, the burger and ice cream joint. And I went there to get a chocolate fucking shake with the mini fucking M&Ms. And the reason I went there is because it was one of the few places that is open reliably and regularly in Rapid City, especially at that time. And I had just physically labored. I dropped down below 140. I'm like, I'm going to get my fucking ice cream. The Sonic, the blue and the red and the white and the yellow sign that y'all are familiar with. You see it in the distance, like a girl's cleavage calling you from a mile away. You get, oh boy, I'm gonna get that chocolate fucking shake, and it's gonna have the little whipped cream. It's gonna have a little mini fucking M&Ms, and it's gonna be on the top. They're gonna all swirl in there. It's so thick, I need a fucking spoon. Looking forward to it. And I get there. Oh, we're out of ice cream. Shink, shink. And now, and of all the things you got to say, lady, it's kind of a burden. Are you aware? Do you girls in the current year, and all this bullshit about we don't need no, we're equal, we demand they can do it just like men. Well, fucking go be men. Go do the thing. Hey, did you know it's kind of hard to ask out? No, it isn't. Not on a dating app. It's like the most easiest of modes that ever easied. How much of a lower setting in life do you need this to be? It's a burden to send the first message. What's next? What like the guy got to be on a silver platter? Are you all going to be pushed around in wheelchairs because walking's too hard? Oh my god, it's too much. It's guys. I don't think it's an act. I don't think this girl is like trying to be edgy or controversial. I think she actually thinks that sending a text. I don't have Bumble. Never used it. I imagine you click something, right? On a phone or a computer, and then you send a message saying, hey, right? Guys, please listen to me. Again, the patron saint of empiricism. If this doesn't tell you they don't like you that much, I don't know what will. I don't know what is. I have no idea. I don't know how much more information and empirical data and anecdotes. And God Almighty, it's a fucking dating app. And you're too lazy to send the first message because the CEO, it's too much of a burden. I should get this animated about it, but I was gonna might as well do it now. Let me look up BMBL is the ticker symbol. Let me see if I could get the finances. Where's the financials? Bumble. It'd be one thing, crazy. Be quiet, crazy woman. It'd be one thing if just some randos comments. This is a company that got financing. This is a publicly traded firm. And the reason I guess the economist in me is is fascinated with this is how much money was invested by both equity and lenders, stockholders, how many people raised, how much money was given to this company, this business idea, both in terms of equity investment and people lending money to this company. How much money was built on the premise, well, girls will make the first move. And it's the most handicapped affirmative action legged up, simplified first moves of first moves. We just have to text, hey. All right. And so now they're saying, oh, well, that's not working. Let me go to really? I can't. By the way, Yahoo is horrible. Hang on. This page is loading slow due to Firefox. Oh, there it is. Financials. So I wanted to look at their balance sheet. Here we go, the balance sheet. And the balance sheet will tell us, not to bore you guys with finances, how much money, how many hundreds of millions, heaven forbid, $1 billion, how much money was given and invested in this company. And it's going to be understated because they probably have losses. Total assets, total capitalization. Let's click on that. Total equity growth, total cap. What happened to normal old balance sheets? These are in thousands. Oh my God, they did give them $1 billion. You go back to 2020, they got $2 billion in equity. How much non-current liabilities? I want to see what your non-current long-term debt. Let's look at that. 860 million. So total capitalized, there it is. Total cap, $2.9 billion. Right? And I don't know how long Bumble's been. This just goes back to 2020. So at minimum, 2.9 billion, almost $3 billion of other people's money was invested either through equity or lending to this company to go and make profit based on the idea that girls don't want. And I wasn't even critical of this when it first came out. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's efficient. That's expeditious. Because why should guys waste their time swiping on 99.8? Go look up the numbers. It is 99 plus of girls that are never not going to go out with them. Let the girls choose the guy. It skips a big and time wasting step. So I wasn't necessarily against it. And if I would have thought girls would say, yes, this is, we know it's an easy sell for you girls to have equality when it comes to outcome and the money and the good shit. We know it's damn near impossible to sell you equality when it comes to the work and the responsibility that goes and results in you getting the equal amount of good shit. But I didn't think it would be that hard of a sell. Almost, it would be a convenience. You would not be bothered. Your inbox would not be flooded with unwanted messages. or likes or hints or matches or whatever the metric is. So I thought, okay, this of all the dating apps, I thought this made the most sense. I wouldn't invest no $3 billion in it. Well, I'm not some finance genius. What the fuck do I know? And now, after however many years, 4 or 5 years, this business has been in business. The new CEO says, oh, well, having girls make the first move, as small as a grain of sand of responsibility and agency as that is, that's too much of a burden. Fuck out of here with this shit. Just get the fuck out of here. You guys, they don't, that measurement, that grain of sand is still too much bother and burden. And I don't mean to be the negative Nancy or the black pill doomer or anything like that. I'm looking at it as a referee and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you can't, it's too burdensome to send the first message. And as per my latest book, A World Without Men, the reason I have tremendous concern is because if you girls just aren't that interested in guys, we have a tremendous amount of economic hurt coming. Guys are not getting out of the bed unless there's a woman in their lives, generally speaking. And if there ain't going to be women, there ain't going to be no kids. And then men are really not getting up. A World Without Men, an analysis of all female kind, that book, it's not an edgy book. It wasn't meant to be shtick. It wasn't like, you girls gonna look out when we're not around. It's like, it's a fucking warning. Holy fucking shit. Do you know what's gonna happen to the economy if men and women don't start getting together? And to show you how macabre and even fair and just I am, where I'm like, I'm not saying women, you better go and start learning to suck some dick, to get those GDP figures up. It's kind of a sad statement of fact about the human race is that one sex just really don't like them that much. They really don't. Now they have the option not. You're going to see it. It's too much of a burden to even text you. The guys they find that are attractive, that didn't float in the free market. That died. Now, it's a different reason why Bumble is dying. That's not going to be my final point. But we just got one quote from the new CEO says, it's too much of a burden. Y'all better be getting some crypto and you better be some buying property overseas. And I hope you got a water system because there ain't no men going to be getting up in the morning and becoming plumbers and electricians and truckers and all that when this is how little interest, the one primary thing men have an interest in, has reciprocal interest in them. It's a layup. What do you mean it doesn't look good? It doesn't get to look any better than this. Sundown. Top Gun. Let's go to the I gotta pay for the article. No, I'm not paying for the article. Maybe here's the article. Okay, here. This is from Mashable. Bumble rethinking women making the first move. Some users see the feature as a burden. The dating app's new CEO says since its inception in 2014, so it's probably even more money invested back in 2014. Dating app Bumble shtick was that women users make the first move, meaning only women users can message male matches first and within 24 hours of matching at that. Over the years, however, the concept has somewhat eroded. It was always slippery for LGBT users. For example, women can obviously message other women first, while men messaging other men would have to. That is such a small percentage. You were going to go this analytical route. That is not to besmirch our non-straight listeners. That is such a small percentage of your user base. But it's the first thing. Oh my God, what will the not straight people think? Who gives a shit? I'm not the one losing $3 billion, lady. Ask Kathleen Kennedy how to piss away hundreds of millions. Then in 2022, Bumble added more gender options, which raised the question, can non-binary people message first or only women? Is this what this article is going to be about? Now 2 years later, Bumble's new CEO, Lydianne Jones, told Fortune that she's reconsidering women making the first move on the app. Well, if I open it up with this, I'm not paying it. I'm not paying you, Fortune. No, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you, Fortune magazine. Jones took over as the CEO from Bumble's founder, Whitney Wolfe Herd, who stepped down at the start of last year. Women messaging matches first has obviously been our signature, Jones told Fortune, but it feels like a burden for a subset of our customers today. It's okay. So you're saying the reason Bumble has failed is because of at most, I'm going to give you 4%. Not that I don't love my not straight audience. I'm just saying you don't make up more than 4%. That's what this is? 4%? Bumble is now testing different options for a relaunch later this year. One option, according to Fortune, is giving women pre-written messages, AI-generated icebreakers that are already on Bumble for free. You can't. Don't like you. They need AI to God, Jesus. Guys, I go to where you wanted. All right. This is please heed my word. This is not worth it. This is just not worth it. It just keeps getting worse and worse. I'm like, no, it can't be that bad. Yeah, it's worse. The platonic version of Bumble. Bumble for friends. The platonic version of Bumble. Jesus fucking Christ. Another option is allowing men to message first. If Bumble scraps women making the first move, it'll be a stark change for the decade-old app. But some users may see it as a relief. Mashable has reached out to Bumble for content. That's it? Oh my God. There was an article. Maybe it's Business Insider. I think this is the one I saw. Okay, here we go. Lydianne Jones, told investors its app will look different when it relaunches. Oh, we're relaunching it. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken, but we only serve burgers. Jones said Bumble is reconsidering whether women will have to make the first move anymore. Bumble is expected to relaunch its app in the second quarter of 2024. Well, here we are today. Bumble might work differently for female users when the dating app relaunches this year. With Lydianne Jones as its new CEO, Bumble could be axing the feature that made it stand out from its competition. During a fourth quarter earnings call, Jones told investors that she's not sure about women making the first move on Bumble anymore. It feels like a burden for a subset of our customers today, Jones said on the call. Well, this one doesn't reference the minority non-straight group. Since it was founded by Whitney Wolfe Herd in 2014, the app has boasted its female-focused mission. Talks of removing the feature began under Wolfe Herd, but Jones began overhauling Bumble when she became CEO in November. Now a relaunch is expected in the second quarter of 2024 as Bumble tests out new ways to let its users connect without women having to message first. Okay, so it is. What microscopic interest. It's just here. Why I concluded this about dating apps before, but why don't y'all shut down? You're not going to. You're trying to sell. Your entire business model is dependent upon women's interest in men, which it has become painfully obvious with hundreds of millions of dollars in losses later that's just not the case. You keep on digging in this hole and you ain't finding no gold. All right, this mine don't have no gold in it. Some of the changes could include allowing men to message first or letting women use pre-written greetings. Do you guys remember? Let's go back into the day when men had driver's license. Do you remember how far you guys would go for a date? Like what you would do to accommodate the girl and meet and this and that. And you go out nightclub, you talk to the different and they need pre-scripted AI messages. The changes Bumble is considering as it looks to relaunch underscore the competitive landscape of modern dating apps. No, it's not competitive. None of them are making money. Women don't like men that much. If they did, they'd be asking guys out on social media, which if there is an effective online dating app, that's where it is. The Instagram or the Facebooks. As the companies behind them regularly experiment with new payment structures and features to entice people to choose their product. In late February, Bumble announced it would slash 350 jobs as part of a series of moves to transform our organ. Here's your MBA speak. to transform our organization and accelerate our product roadmap. Where's the word leverage? You have to have the word leverage in every official statement from a corporation. Jones said in an earnings statement. Around the same time, the new CEO began building out a team of executives at Bumble made up of people who once worked with her at Slack. Meanwhile, hang on. Let's look at the executives Bumble. Wonder if there's one masculine man in this team. Governance, Bumble. Girl, all. Oh God, Jesus! Why do I have to be right? Can my cynicism just be proven wrong once? Can I just be wrong? Like, Aaron, now you went too far. You're too cynical. That executive team must have some gray hairs who know what they're. Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this! Look at these guys! Look at these guys! Go look Bumble Inc. Yes, it's mainly headed up by one. There's Whitney Wolf. Her. Okay, she's the founder. Lydia Ann Jones. Okay. On another lady, Selby Drummond, Chief Marketing Officer, David Ard, Antoine LeBlond, and Richard Watts, Ali Rail. I'm not gonna look your guys' room. I'm not gonna look up your. I don't care. Those are your matchmakers. That's the team of matchmakers I want. Oh God. I was a little down today because today was like the down day, and okay, just sit down, Aaron, just trying, and then all of a sudden someone sent me this. Like, I have purpose again. I have a reason to live. I'm not just gonna sit and binge on Gin Tama all day today. Meanwhile, a generation of people who've relied on dating apps are flocking to social media with complaints and stories about deleting their profiles. Some have looked to alternatives such as writing Date Me Google Docs. One user told Business Insider the Bumble was initially a better alternative to Tinder. Oh, Tinder's horrible. Before it became oversaturated with people looking to hook up. Right. And now things have gotten so bad, there are now male bots. Well, I mean, they're bots. They're not male or female. They're bots presenting themselves as males to hoodwink the women. That's how bad it's gotten. A Bumble representative told Business Insider to expect more details in the relaunch in the coming months. Okay. Let me go through this one more time. Okay. The reason the dating apps are failing, all dating apps, not only Bumble, all the dating apps, is you can't have a dating app if there's no dating. All right. And Bumble itself has just proven that the product is women. The product is always women. I don't care what you say. I'm sorry to reduce this down to such cold, concrete economic terms. The product is women. The customer is men. Men are the ones with the money. They're paying for it. But and we've had 10 years now, at least with these dating apps, maybe 15. I don't know when the first dating app hit. And there was the good days, the glory days, the dating apps where you could get a fucking date. And now between all the bots and women's warped interest in men, and I would say women's disinterest in men, there's no dates. Said it in the previous video. You go to the Rutabaga store, right? Bob's Rutabaga Emporium, and you go there and you're excited for Rutabaga, and he has no Rutabaga. They're going to stop shopping at Rob's Rutabaga. The flaw, the $3 million mistake you all made, Lord knows how much other capitalization was invested in all these other online apps. The flaw was you made the erroneous mistake that women had an interest in men. Now, women do have an interest in men to a level that there would be enough dates that men would continue to subscribe to your product. And Bumble, you have your answer right there. Your CEO just said it. It's too much of a burden for women to initiate the first text. Girls don't like men that much. Stop trying to build businesses on it. Just knock it off. And I'm sorry. Well, again, men are slow, but they're not dumb. They figured it out. They're not going to pay money. It's been such a horrible experience. Not like traumatic or getting PTSD, but certainly a waste of time and money on online dating. At one time, now I'm sure the data has changed. They're saying men and women, I think at the peak of online dating, however you want to measure that, men and women were spending about 90 minutes a day on dating apps. Well, you know what? I bet you it ain't 90 minutes no more. I bet, pat on my own back, all my colleagues, not to mention the internet, not to mention your own fucking product sucking so bad. We've raised awareness. We've made them aware that this is a losing proposition. And it wasn't that hard of a sell because it was a losing proposition. Go look your Tinder analytics. How many times I got to do this? I swear to God, they don't think corporate executives are smart. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't. Go look at any Tinder analytics image. Okay, go look at any Tinder analytics image. You know what? Let me see if I can't do it myself. Tinder analytics. And do an image. Maybe I'll share it. Oh, did they purge it? Oh my goodness. I think. Wow. Oh, here it is. Let me see if I can't get this. Open image, a new tab. Let me zoom in. All right. Now let's see if old Boomer Cappy can do this. Let me share a screen. Bumble Paint? Huh? Oh. Hang on. I can't. All right, I'll save this image. I can't save it because what's this WebP image shit? What is the I hope you IT people all suffer. All right. Let me see if I can do this now. Okay, if I present Bumble Paint. Okay, allow. Is that working now? There. Okay. Now I should be able. Here's your Tinder analytics or Tinder insights. I'm sorry. You swiped 1,086 times. Right swipes. I'm going to assume this is a guy. There you go. 27-year-old, gender male. Now, if I scroll down, look at how little. So 6,700 white swipes, only 271. That's less than 5% matched. All right. There were chats, 231 chats, 7 dates. Geez, Linda or Lydia, can't figure out why you ain't making no money. Oh God. Guys, I have data like that galore in 2 books. Okay, please, for the love of God, guys, so you stop. It's not even thinking wasting your time. I think so you kind of give up hope. And it's not that I want you to be hopeless. It's not that, but hope is horrible. It makes you hold out for something that isn't going to come real. Right? Look at all the hope Obama promised all the Democrat people, and they're still piss poor. All right, they're still sticking around for hope. You have other more important things to do. And by the way, hoping isn't a strategy. You're not going to get girls hoping. I just want you to see this. So and go read the books and see the data. So you have sanity. So when things don't go the way you were told they were supposed to go, but rather the way I told you they were going to go and the numbers told you were going to go, you're like, oh yeah, it's totally good. All right, cool. I'm going to move on. No, that's the way it is. You know, I'm just going to go for a hike or go do some, or I'm going to be more strategic in how I'm going to approach girls or ask girls out. But oh yeah, that's the way that one went. 7 and what was it? Hang on, let me take a look at it again. 7 dates out of 18,000 swipes. Good God. Your lives are too short. Ladies, your lives are too short for this shit too. I've always told girls, I want to find a guy. You know, we have the handful of girls. Say, go to your match or your inbox and go through all of them. And instead of settling for the 9s and the 10s, Look at the ones that are 7s or 8s and see if you can't look past the oil on his face or his ridiculous hat. But that's too much of a burden. It's too much of a burden. Are we gonna have to spoon feed you girls? Like, is that too much of a burden that the days, oh, eating is too much of a burden? We're just gonna have an IV. God, we all are gonna become like the movie Wall-E, aren't we? Hey Disney, when are you gonna take that one down? Because that was a little bit too on the nose. So there you go. You you the all the online dating apps, they're not gonna be around because they are based not on who contacts who first. They are based on the premise that there's going to be some dates. And since the vast majority of women have so little interest in actually going on dates with men in the real world, it's over. I mean, how much funding you got there? What how much cash you got on hand? What's your current ratio there, Bumble? How many months are you going to last? I want to know the idiot hedge fund managers that finance these people. Like, you go and you look at the private financing of these different companies, like oh, what was it, Boldy? Like, there's these two dudes, two dopey dudes financed Boldy. Like, what are you doing giving these people money? Why? Where do you think the profit's going to be? I want to know what rink-a-dink daddy financed hedge fund manager, equity, or venture capital group with their dipshit kid. Which dipshit kid is going to fund? We're going to give them a extended pretend loan. Are you? We'll get into the super chats, but please, for the love of God, link below, boys. The book of numbers analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. I don't think A World Without Men is linked below. Please go get that one, A World Without Men, as well. And then also The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. Just, you're going to have to get used to it. You're going to have to get used to it. It's too much of a burden to text a guy first. Fuck this shit. I'm sorry. There's anime to watch. There's mountains to hike. There's motorcycles to ride. There's other people to talk to. There's work to be done. There's art to look at. There's music to listen to. There's so much other shit to do in this life than on a fucking app where there's practically zero chances of you getting a date. Let's go to the super chats. Dung is fun. $2. Cappy, you got another hater. Piracyville online in chat. Why? What? He can hate. Let's go. Let's go do it. Where is he? I don't see him. He's not flooding it. Look, people can hate. People can disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. Mr. Raindrop, you're falling down. Ba, 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 bum, bum, ba, ba. Mr. Raindrop. Ba, 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 ba. All right, piracy. Jizz. Okay, yeah, well, that's just probably a bot. There we go. All right. Thank you very much, Dung. We appreciate it. Dung is fun. $2. The whole point of Bumble is women chat first. Yeah, that I know. It's like KFC came out and said we're no longer going to serve chicken. Except all the chicken they were selling in the first place had salmonella poisoning. Dung is fun. $2. I could have swore Bumble was on Shark Tank. Oh, maybe it was. The Black Blur. $10. Men make the first move. Sorry, I'm in my soft guy era, and women need to make the first move on me. In fact, she needs to send me $40 before swiping on me, or it's a sign of disrespect. Drizzle. I'm starting to get the hang of this drizzle thing now. You girls better step up and Stan the Milkman, 8 Australian. Cappy, I managed to find the hot 23-year-old Christian girl met off Bumble. Studying to be an eye surgeon, she cooks and cleans while I was work from home and slapping the ass. Win. Look, the guy had 7 dates, and I think 2 relationships based on the statistics. My criticism is that there are way more efficient methods to meet someone else. And that it's not even the people who run online dating apps. I get it. You guys are making your salary. You could put it on your resume. You're probably handsomely compensated. It's the investors. you've spent billions, because Bumble alone got 3 billion in financing. Billions have been spent on the erroneous premise that women want to date men. Anywhere near the amount men want to date women, while charging said men to have access to that dating app. That's the flaw. And I don't know, 3 billion, what could you 3 billion, do you know you could finance like Booker T. Washington type schools for trade schools for people? How many young kids could be put through trade school with that 3 billion? Now, I mean, the investors could do with their money. It's private money. I'm not saying we go confiscate their money, but oh my God, talk about an inefficiency. Talk about we could literally do anything else with that money. How many houses could have been built with that? What if you investors, instead of investing in flawed and stupid business models that rely on women's interest in men, why don't you go pay some tradesmen and carpenters to build some homes and sell them, make money? and think of what a long-term asset that would be to have, I don't know, 3 billion, just one couple of 3 billion divided by how many hundred, is that over 1,000? I have to do the math. Maybe a couple thousand homes. You could house a couple thousand families for 30 years, and all the housing that would, I mean, assuming it doesn't fall down in 30 years, you could provide housing for about 100 years per home. See Dumbledore, $10. The apps work precisely as intended. Hypergamy plus symptom times FOMO / the delusion of choice equals EBITDA. Good one, Dumbledore. Punchline right at the end. It's not working because they're losing money. Oh, did I lose? Are we losing internet? Is my internet going down? Dung is fun. $2. Hot girls don't need dating apps, right, Kev? It's true. And hot guys don't need it. Dang it. You should all be asking out girls in public. Just go. You should do. Archimedes, $2. Yeah, enjoy seeing sisters only at Thanksgiving. See Dumbledore, $5. 15 years of free money now ending half. Well, you're right about that, Dumbledore. If their debt, anything they've financed or refinanced that had to be rolled over in the past year, their interest expense jumped up. But it doesn't count because that's part of EBITDA. The interest expense doesn't count. Not cash flow positive, but DEI compliant. They're all dead in 18 months. Yeah, hang on. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Bumble's current ratio. BMBL. Mr. Raindrop, please stop down. Bum, 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 bum. Mr. Raindrop. Ba da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Come on. All right, we're not looking it up. It's just Yahoo doesn't jive well with Firefox. Nick Coletti, $5. Dating apps have turned into a tool for women to find a tour guide foodie call when on vacation. Yeah, it's not. You cannot treat you can't, one, treat your customers like shit, but then two, not deliver the product. You just can't. No business is going to run that long. I'm surprised it ran as long as it did. Justified Misogyny, $2. I rent women by the hour, if you know what I mean. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I've advocated that forever. Kevin Wilson, $2. Dating apps are for attractive men. Yes, I will say you are correct, Kevin. For very attractive men, it makes sense for them. But, and I'm not kidding, the data, and God bless, I know you all might have different opinions of them, but Fresh and Fit really contributed to this conversation and advancing men's understanding, pointing out just what a small percentage of men online. I think we're down to like 4.5%. It's below 5. It's 1 in 20. And then you got to also now factor in that there's a lot of male bots in there as well. It's just a shit show. It's a fucking shit show. It's like, oh, do you want to get on the Titanic? No, absolutely not. I don't want to get on the Titanic. Archimedes, $2. Women shopping cart pig. Best meme phrase. Copyright. Copyrighted? WM shopping cart with the pig. What are you talking about? The meme, that's I can't copyright. It's already copyrighted. All memes are copyrighted. You just don't know it. Patrick Burns, 20 generous dollars. He has nothing to say. Just gave $20. Thank you, Patrick. So there you go. All right, that's it. I just want to point it out. No, you're not insane. No, it's not your cologne. No, just start asking these girls out in person. All right. And for the love of God, give up hope and reel in your expectations and have it align with reality. That's it. Oh, wait, one more. Archimedes, Walmart shopping pigs. Oh, the best meme. Well, is there I'll look it up later. All right. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.